Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a bit, I am headed out the door to check out the new movie, M3GAN 2.0. M3GAN 2.0 is directed by Gerald Johnstone, and it's starring Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, Jenna Davis, and Amy Donald. In this movie, it's kind of a flipperoo, because in the first film, our villain was M3GAN, and this time around it seems that M3GAN is going to be the hero of our story. Let me explain. It seems that there is an evil AI android that's out there killing off people that helped create this android. And so the good guys who created M3GAN, they decide, you know what? We should get old M3GAN back out here because M3GAN could probably fight this android. And there you go, that's what happens. We got android versus android action in this movie. Now this film looks like it's going to be swapping out a lot of the horror from the first movie and going into more of an action, maybe superhero-ish kind of area by the way the trailer looks, which in all honesty, I really don't know where they could have gone with this sequel, to be perfectly honest. The first movie is just pretty much just a PG-13, by the numbers kind of slasher film. I mean, it was entertaining, it was fun, and the character M3GAN was a really cool little slasher character, but all in all, I kind of felt like even though it was fun and it was slightly creative, it really felt like that Chucky remake that we got a while back that for some odd reason not a lot of people liked, but I mean, I thought it was alright. But that was kind of my views on the first M3GAN film. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a perfectly acceptable PG-13 horror movie and a very rare win for the people over at Blumhouse. This time around, I mean, I'm not too sure if this is a good idea, a good direction to take M3GAN into, in the more of an action-adventure type of genre, but you know what? Who knows? I've been wrong before. The movie could be a blast, so there's no way of finding out until I get out the door. So you know what? It is enough of me sitting here jibber-jabbering on. It is time for me to get out the door because I need to go see M3GAN 2.0. Welcome back, just getting home from M3GAN 2.0, and guys, I thought this movie was alright. I mean, it's not the worst movie I've seen all year, it's not the best movie I've seen all year, but it was definitely entertaining. Now, before I get things started, I do want to say one quick announcement. Once I'm done with my review, I am going to show off the new M3GAN 2.0 popcorn bucket. Now, this isn't exclusive to AMC, to the best of my knowledge. At any of the major movie theater chains, you can probably find this popcorn bucket. It is from Universal Studios. So after I get done with the review, we are going to go over the popcorn bucket. And guys, if you're a fan of these collectible popcorn buckets, and you're a fan of the M3GAN movie franchise as it is now, you're probably going to want to stick around and see what this looks like. Alright, so let's get into this, shall we? We're going to get things started with negatives, then move into the positives, to end the video on the ever so important high note. Right out the gate, I'm just going to say this movie has very little, if any, horror in it whatsoever. Now, I mean, there are elements of horror here, but at no time did I feel any kind of fear, dread. There wasn't really even any jump scares in this film. It kind of just has some mildly violent PG-13 moments. There's some halfway decent camera takeaway kills and all, you know, where like the camera's on something and then goes off to the side and maybe you get to see the kill in a shadow or something. And they do pretty good with stuff like that for the old PG-13 rating and all. But in my opinion, I think that this movie should have just gone ahead and dropped the PG-13 and gone a little bit harder. It really doesn't have anything else but the violence for any kind of horror elements whatsoever. So in order for this to actually be called a thriller horror, you gotta have something really there, in my opinion. Now, the movie does really do well with its special effects and its action. There are some pretty well filmed action sequences in this film, but if you're someone who wants to go to this movie to see a well-made PG-13 horror film, this is not the one. Now, the last movie that came out, the first M3GAN, I did feel like that was a really excellent introduction to horror movies and all for younger people, but this time around, I think this was just made sheerly for people who like cheesy, B-rate, culty style films. So if you're not somebody who likes a very cheesy, very self-aware style film, this is probably not going to be the movie for you. Also, the acting in this movie, and I do not know if this was necessarily by design, but some of our characters in this movie, they just felt really stiff. It didn't really seem like it was coming together, and if this was supposed to be a parody or something, I didn't really understand if that was what they were trying to go for with the way things were being done, but in all honesty, it just kind of set a little off with me, just a little bit. But all in all, guys, I would have to say, besides just some really cheesy dialogue, an all-over just absurd type of story that tries to have some kind of twists and turns, doesn't really have anything there, doesn't really have a lot of horror and all, but it does really deliver in the cheese and silliness. So if that's your thing, you're gonna probably really enjoy this movie. So let's get into those positives, shall we? Let's talk about the cheesiness. Now, honestly, I did like it. I thought that that was exactly what this film needed. Now, in my intro, I compared this movie to the Chucky remake that came out in like 2016, 2017, something like that. I forget. I digress. Anyways, yes, the first movie is very similar to that, but in this movie, it's Terminator 2 for Gen Alpha and the younger Gen Zers, in my opinion, because that's exactly what they're trying to do here. There's this very strange, like, very heavy-handed, beaten into your head AI message, but the film doesn't really want to latch onto it too awful hardcore, like, oh, AI needs to be regulated, it's bad. Oh my gosh, children should never touch screens, never, ever, ever. Actually, screens could be okay. It just kind of bounces around a whole lot, which I don't know if that was something by design to just kind of drive home the cheesiness of the film and all, but in all honesty, it got a little annoying. I don't know why they decided to try to throw in some kind of message on this movie. It doesn't hurt the film, but it certainly doesn't help the movie a whole lot. The action sequences in this film are actually very well choreographed. I did like some of the fight sequences that were done in this. The cinematography during all of it looks really great. The comedy's on point. Yeah, it's not the funniest movie, but I did find myself laughing in a couple of areas. There is some great little witty moments and some good physical comedy. And of course, there is that good old M3GAN dance scene that we love so much. It's a little bit different this time around, but we still get it. All in all, guys, I honestly think that this is a fun film, and I do think that a younger audience is going to really enjoy this movie, but I'm someone who's trying to find a much more mature, much more horror-driven type of movie, this film is not going to be up your alley whatsoever. I keep saying it's campy and cheesy, and I want to drive that home, that it is very much in that world. This is a movie that was designed to just be a late-night B-rate movie. Now, did I like it as much as the first movie? No, not really, but then again, I like horror slashers a lot more than some kind of superhero, espionage, spy, thriller, saving the world from something kind of movie. The first film, I felt like they were trying to stay more in just like a smaller story. In this one, they start to go a little bit bigger, and it does work. It does work for the series, to be perfectly honest. I did like the fact that this movie tried to take chances, even though not all of those chances necessarily landed. I really like the fact that they tried to do something different. They didn't just do a copy-paste sequel to this. It wasn't another slasher movie. They went in, they said, you know what, we're gonna try something new this time, and by new, I mean we're gonna do Terminator 2. But all in all, guys, if you're a fan of the first movie, but you don't mind missing out on the horror aspects, you like the more cheesy, the campiness, and the humor that you found in the first movie, you're probably going to enjoy this film. If you're not someone who is necessarily a big fan of the M3GAN series, I don't know if you're necessarily going to find a lot here. But all in all, it is a solid watch. But maybe for some folks, you would probably want to see this one when it comes out on streaming services. Well, okay, guys, you know what? That ends the actual review portion of this. I would say that this is kind of a 50-50 thing. If you did enjoy the first film, this is definitely get out there, see it in theaters, or if you're not that hardcore into this, maybe give it a wait for it to pop up on the streaming services. All right, so now here it is for all of you big fans out there. It's time to show off that really cool popcorn bucket, and let me say, guys, she's a big one. All right, here we go. Oh boy, there we are. M3GAN. Now, here's the cool thing. This isn't just a M3GAN bust, all right? So you got M3GAN here, which looks pretty good if you ask me. I think this is a nice design. It looks a lot better in person than it is on camera right now. So let me turn it there. Let me tell you that right now. It does look a little bit more lifelike. But then what's really cool is that her face comes off. And now she's a robot M3GAN. Robot M3GAN. And then you can put her face back on. It's actually not too awful hard. It's like kind of like a rubber mask. And it just pops right back on there. So that's nice. I was kind of worried when I heard that that's the kind of thing that it does, that you could take the face off of it and everything. I was worried that it was going to be a real difficult snap-on, or it was just going to fall right off. But actually, this does have a pretty good hold on it. As you can see, it goes on and off pretty simple, like that. And there it is, and it holds on there really well. Here at the back of M3GAN is your popcorn vessel. That's where you could put the delicious AMC branded popcorn into the back of M3GAN and eat that out of her head. Get yourself a lot of good old head popcorn. So, I mean, this girl right here is pretty cool. And again, it's very solid. Nice hard plastic. This is a good, if it falls off your shelf on the carpet or something, it seems like it would be something that would be pretty solid. If this is something you are interested in though, folks, this young lady is going to set you back $47.99. Yes. She is a pricey young lady. She does come with a large popcorn also, but if you're a very big fan of the series, I honestly think this is something you're gonna probably want for your collection. Because it's just, I mean, realistically, I wish I could kind of give you across better, like the craftsmanship of this, because it just really feels nice and solid in your hands. It's got a nice little heft to it, but it's not too awful heavy. Oh no! No! She lost her face! At least it goes back on. I'm putting it on upside down, but at least it goes back on fairly simple. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Nice, normal M3GAN. So yeah, $47.99. At least that's what it is here in KC. And honestly, guys, I like it. I think this is a neat little design. These popcorn buckets just keep getting cooler and cooler as time goes on, don't they? It just seems like they just keep trying to outdo themselves each and every time with the creativity and what they're gonna do with these popcorn buckets. I gotta say that this is definitely my new addiction. I was talking to one of my friends at work, and as he responded to it, it's like, so these popcorn buckets, is that the new Pops? Is that the new Pops figures? And I'm like, you know, I think so. I think this is. So there you go, guys. This is the M3GAN 2.0 popcorn bucket. And I honestly think that's a pretty cool, pretty cool thing. Well, okay, guys, there you have it. Another one of my movie reviews under there. So if you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.